let's compare the Apple Watch Ultra and the Apple Watch Series 8. Welcome everybody to Apple Insider. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm going to be comparing the Apple Watch Series 8 in both the aluminum and the stainless steel versions to the all-new Apple Watch Ultra. And despite these being two current generation devices, there are quite a few differences between these two models. So let's go ahead and break down all of the details. Let's start off with models, sizes, and colors. The Apple Watch Series 8 comes in two different sizes. You can choose the smaller 41mm or the larger 45mm. Apple Watch Ultra only comes in the largest 49mm size. The Apple Watch Series 8 comes in two different case materials. You can choose between aluminum, which is the cheaper option, or stainless steel. Both of those colors or both of those materials come in multiple different colors, such as Starlight and Midnight on the aluminum, or graphite and silver on the stainless steel. For the Apple Watch Ultra, it only comes in one material and one color, which is natural titanium. The aluminum version of the Apple Watch Series 8 comes in both GPS or GPS Plus cellular options. It's a little bit more expensive if you want to include the cellular. When you get up to the stainless steel version of the Apple Watch Series 8, Apple only offers it with cellular, so you don't have an option to get a cheaper version without cellular. If you're getting the stainless steel, you're getting cellular baked in. Finally, the Apple Watch Ultra, again, high-end option, only comes with the cellular configuration. That said, you don't have to have a cellular plan if you don't want or need one. You can get a cellular version and just use it without that cellular option or add a plan at any point down the line. Hold up. If I could just interrupt myself for one moment, I do need to thank our sponsor for this video, One More. One More is a global premium audio brand that has just recently launched their new flagship true wireless earbuds with noise cancellation. These are the One More Evo earbuds, and they're pretty outstanding. Using their dual drivers, including custom 10mm drivers, they have punchy bass, vivid highs, and were even tuned by a 4-time Grammy winner. Of course, these guys support ANC or active noise cancellation. There are multiple modes. So you could put it on weak, you could put it on strong, or you can put it on adaptive, and it will change for you based on your environment. And there are even multiple modes of transparency mode or pass-through audio mode. You can have full-on pass-through audio modes like AirPods have, but there's also a voice-enhanced version, so you're primarily hearing the voices that are around you. Other benefits include 6 onboard microphones, so your voice is crystal clear on calls, and it has AI-powered background noise reduction, so you're always going to sound your best. If you want to grab a set of these One More Evo earbuds, and I'm serious, they feel so nice, so premium in the hand. If you want to grab a pair, there's a link down below in the description. Just this week, One More is taking 20% off. That's $34 off of their new earbuds. So be sure to act now and grab them at the link below in the description. Thank you again to One More for sponsoring this video. Let's look at the displays. I already went over the sizes, 41, 45, and 49. But there are other differences too, not just the sizes. The Apple Watch Ultra has this completely flat display, which is reinforced with titanium around the edges. The Apple Watch Series 8 has Apple Watch's traditional design, which is a rounded display that has very nice curves to it. It feels really nice as you're swiping in from the sides. The Apple Watch Ultra has a sapphire glass off the display. For the Series 8, Apple uses Ion X glass for the aluminum version, and it's using sapphire on the stainless steel. Both the Series 8 and the Apple Watch Ultra have always on display, so you can see some information even when your wrist is down, but the Apple Watch Ultra has a brighter display, getting up to 2000 nits of peak brightness when you are outside. The Apple Watch Series 8 only goes up to about 1000 nits, so it can be twice as bright on the Apple Watch Ultra when you are outside. And that's a big deal for people who are really adventuring and are in bright sunlit areas, where even the brighter Apple Watch Series 8 can still struggle in extremely bright conditions. Since we're talking about the screens, the Apple Watch Ultra has an exclusive watch face that no other Apple Watch has, which is the Wayfinder face. It takes advantage of the larger display, includes more complications, and has a night mode option that increases the contrast with a black background and red imagery and texts. There are several differences in design, aside from just the displays. The Apple Watch Ultra is a pretty big redesign of the Apple Watch compared to earlier versions and even the Series 8. You can tell distinctly from looking at it that it is an Apple Watch Ultra, whereas the Series 8 looks very similar to the Series 7, which looks similar to the Series 6, which looked similar to the Series 5, almost going all the way back to the beginning. The Apple Watch Ultra also has an additional button. Highlighted in international orange, a color Apple seemingly more or less branded and created for this, is the action button. It's located on the left-hand side if you're wearing it properly on your left-hand wrist, and you'll be able to press this and program it to do really anything you want. It can be shortcuts to do some sort of action, it can open the Workouts app, it can start a dive, whatever it is that you want to set it to do. It can also be programmed into third-party applications, like the Oceanic Dive app that's coming later this year. The digital crown on the Apple Watch Ultra is more pronounced with increased knurling. This is designed to make it easier to press while wearing gloves, which is important. If you are running outside in the cold or you're diving underwater and you've got gloves on, it's important to be able to control your watch anyway. The Apple Watch Ultra has an improved speaker. It's not only louder, but it's actually 2 speakers in there, and Apple has a new 3-microphone array that supports beamforming. On the Apple Watch Series 8, Apple just has a standard 2nd generation speaker and microphone setup, the same as on the Apple Watch SE and previous versions of the Apple Watch. Since we're talking about design, I wanted to mention the bands. Apple Watch Ultra supports any of the 45mm bands, so anything that worked on your previous version of the Apple Watch will work on the Apple Watch Ultra. When buying your Apple Watch Ultra, Apple will give you 3 new band options to choose from. There's the Alpine Loop that I'm showing off here in green and orange. There's also the Ocean Band, great for diving. Then there's like the Trailblazer Trail Runner Band, great running band, super lightweight and reflective. All of those will work with the Apple Watch Ultra, but they'll work with the 45mm version of the Apple Watch Series 8 and previous versions of the Apple Watch as well. Internally, the Apple Watch Ultra is no faster than the Apple Watch Series 8. They're both using the latest generation S8 SiP to run all the internals. Both also have a standard array of sensors that includes the heart rate monitoring, the blood oxygen measurements, and the new temperature reading that can measure your temperature overnight and show you any variations from your baseline core temperature. Additionally, Apple Watch Ultra has an external facing sensor that can be used when scuba diving to give you the water temperature as well instead of the diving app. Apple Watch Ultra and Apple Watch Series 8 have the new high G accelerometer and updated gyroscope. This is used for the new crash detection features. For GPS, the Apple Watch Ultra and Apple Watch Series 8 both support GPS, but the Apple Watch Ultra has a better GPS. It's a dual frequency GPS that supports both the L1 and L5 bands and should be more precise in general, but is particularly good in areas with large buildings like cities and running a marathon. What about water and dust resistance? Both watches are rated for similar dust resistance, but the Apple Watch Ultra is more water resistant than the Apple Watch Series 8. Apple Watch Series 8 is rated for 50 meters of water resistance, whereas the Apple Watch Ultra is rated for 100 meters. Apple says the Apple Watch Series 8 is also swim-proof, whereas the Apple Watch Ultra is rated for scuba diving, all the way down to 40 meters. Apple has additional certifications to back this up. To go with this, Apple has a dedicated depth gauge application for the Apple Watch Ultra that can show your water temperature as well as your current depth and how long you've been underwater. Later this year, Oceanic Plus will be launching on the App Store, with giving you a full-featured dive watch to use on your Apple Watch Ultra. I talked about the new updated speakers on the Apple Watch Ultra, but what I didn't mention was the new Siren capabilities. Apple Watch Ultra can use its speaker to emit a very loud siren of 86 decibels. Apple says this is loud enough to be heard from over 600 feet away, at least if you're in an open field and there's room for that sound to travel. There is a dedicated Siren app to go with it. When you're in this dedicated Siren app, you'll be able to start and stop your siren as well as see how much battery life you have remaining. So when you do turn on the siren, it's using a lot of power to put out such a loud noise to hopefully help people find you, and you'll be able to see how much battery life is remaining at the same time. Super useful if you were out, you were hiking, you get lost, and you need some help. By the way, both versions, Apple Watch Series 8 and Apple Watch Ultra, support the new backtrack feature that can help you find your way out of any of these locations. Finally, let's talk about battery life. The Apple Watch Series 8 has pretty much the same battery life as the past few generations of Apple Watch. This is up to 18 hours of typical usage, enough to get you through the day. It also can get up to 36 hours when you enable low power mode. Apple Watch Ultra should get you about 36 hours on typical use, but up to 60 hours with low power mode enabled. Both versions of Apple Watch support fast charging and include a USB-C to Apple Watch charger in the box, though the charger for the Apple Watch Ultra has a braided nylon cable that's just nicer, more reinforced, more sturdy compared to the one that comes with the Apple Watch Series 8. So that about sums it up. Those are the differences between the standard Apple Watch Series 8 and the Apple Watch Ultra. Many features are shared between them, so I'm not going into every detail of all the software and things that are the same between them, but I really want to highlight the differences in the new features that are exclusive to one model or another. If you happen to have any questions, let me know down below in the comments or on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. And if you'd like to grab the Apple Watch Ultra or versions of the Apple Watch Series 8, there are some discount links down below in the description, so be sure to check those out. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next video.